Welcome to Musty Millennials. Today, we'll be discussing your memories of a foundational piece to our childhood, Blockbuster. Was there a better Friday night than hitting up your local B-Buster with your friends for Jim Carrey's latest comedy and then ransacking the snack shelf? Do you remember the smell of popcorn once you broke the seal of that front door that basically said, "It's movie night"? Or did you ever pull a Pam from the office and accidentally rent 28 days later instead of 28 days? Well, I'm sure our hosts did. Here they are, Gina and Kyle.
That was wild.
It's movie night.
Brandon doesn't share the intros before the actual thing, so it's like a real reaction.
I loved it.
That was a wild one.
It was a ride, and I liked it.
Try to mix it up.
Yeah, and I don't know what 28 versus 28 days later is.
I
That's
did
a
that.
reference I didn't know.
I absolutely did that.
Well, Pam from the office did it. 28 Days was a Sandra Bullock, like, lovey-dovey movie.
But also, I think she's in
28
rehab. That's the premise of the movie.
So it's not that like rom-com-y. That's kind of depressing.
Well, 28 Days Later is Cillian Murphy. Is that how you pronounce his name? With like a zombie apocalypse.
Oh, wow.
yeah,
So it's a little different.
I see how that could be.
And there's a lot of confusion. I did that. I remember like turning it on and hoping it was Sandra Bullock.
Wow.
Well, I didn't rent it. I just turned it on, and I was like, oh, I kind of like this movie. And then I was like, this is not it.
So let's rewind for a minute because Brandon
Be kind. Rewind.
Whoa.
So many.
Love that. So I'm Gina, in case you didn't know. And I'm here with my friend Kyle. And we are doing our, what episode is this? Seven episode of Musty Millennials.
Lucky number 11.
Sure.
Is that a movie?
Is that a movie? No, but 7 is with
Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt, and the head is in the box. Spoiler alert.
Just watch that on a plane for the first time.
Yeah, that's a
Phenomenal
crazy
movie.
one. But anyway, what are we doing here? We're going to look back at something that was really core to our childhood, and then we're going to do some quizzing. Kyle's going to quiz me this time on some things that I probably don't understand or appreciate that Gen Z is focused on.
Yes.
In whatever
And quarter our
theme.
childhood in the 90s, I think, is the real key point. Early 2000s and
You know
90s.
what? Actually, my research says Blockbuster's peak was 2004. So we're bleeding into the
Holy
2000s.
moly. Well,
I know.
I do remember it better. Like middle school, high school, you'd like beg to go.
Yeah, mine was next to a TCBY.
Ugh. I mean,
So good. What were
what
those
a
called?
night.
Mine was next to a Pizza Hut.
Wow. Wait, what are those things? Did you ever go to TCBY?
Yeah.
Do you know what TCBY stands for?
I knew at a time, but I do not remember.
This country's best yogurt.
Wow.
Wow.
I know.
that.
I was a big...
I mean, it's a bold claim.
My mom and I gained a lot of pounds going to Blockbuster and then TCBY. So today we're doing Blockbuster per that insane intro.
You're welcome.
Thank you. But first we should do our tradition, which is what makes us feel old. So Kyle, why don't you go first?
Okay. What made me feel old, and this is something that obviously comes up a lot, but I mean, I was drinking last night. And I woke up. I woke up this morning. Not shocking. I don't drink all the time.
She's literally drinking a beer right now.
Okay, whatever.
And it is 11:40. It's not even noon. But anyway.
But it's it's double digits. We're fair.
We're just
in
lubing
we're in the
up
clear.
for
But
the
anyway,
pod.
so I woke up really hungover this morning, and I was very annoyed about it because in the past couple times this has happened to me, I am like cripplingly hungover. But the night before, I'm not out of control. I remember everything. I'm with it. I remember going to bed, and I'm doing all the right things. I'm like stopping drinking before I go to bed. I have like an hour of water time, and then I have some snacks, which used to just fix me. And now I wake up and I'm still crippled. I threw up in a cooler last weekend.
Wow.
But also, again, I did the water thing. I ate before I went to bed, which are things that used to fix you.
Have you ever
And
tried?
now I wake up and it's like I did everything correctly, and I didn't drink that much. And I'm still I got a headache. I feel like a little nauseous. I woke up twice this morning and had to fall back asleep.
Just wait. My golf trip a couple weeks ago, I was hungover for 10 days after the golf trip.
No, I
I
mean,
could not have a sip of alcohol for
it's
10 days.
crippling. And I didn't do a bad job. It wasn't like a binge drinking, like the kiddos, but like...
Did you ever try those pills that they peddle?
have.
Okay, what do those work?
No, it's a racket.
For those that don't know what I'm talking about, it's like, take this, is it before you drink or while you're drinking?
I think you can do both with some of them. I would do it before I went to bed. I would chug a lot of water, take them,
Okay,
and sleep on
and then
it.
it's meant to prevent the hangover the next day.
Yeah, but really what happens is that it's just like a lot of vitamins. You just pee out a bunch of vitamins in the morning. So like, fuck that.
There's no solution. we're just getting older and we'll never not be hungover.
That's what I'm scared of.
Well, Brandon's 5 years ahead and he was hungover for 10 days. I just won't accept that.
Also, I didn't believe it. I remember people being like, oh, just wait, it gets worse. And I was like, no, you guys are bullshit. Like, I can figure it out.
There's definitely some type of formula, though, because on the golf trip, I landed Thursday. I started drinking, and I didn't stop until Saturday night. So it was like basically 3 days of drinking, which
Frequency,
I wouldn't recommend
speed,
as you get older.
Those things matter.
So when you're a degenerate, you can't rebound.
Once a year golf trip, why don't we relax with the name calling?
Yeah. Also, binge drinking is an offensive term, I think, unless you're taking it out of context. Like, I'm just drinking and I simply have the time to do so.
Gina, what made you feel old?
Okay. I have been getting a little lazy in my later stages of pregnancy and taking a car to work. So I schedule my Uber. And it's actually happened more times on the way home than the way in. But I've had a couple Uber drivers, because I do it home too. Sorry, I missed that part. I get really lazy at the end of the day. So sometimes I go both ways in the car.
Right.
And a couple times the Uber drivers have been like, oh, I remember your house. As if we're old pals, right?
Yes.
So it has happened where I've had repeat Uber drivers. The other day I was going in and the guy was looking at me in the mirror and I did this weird thing. You know, when someone's staring, you just smile like they're taking a picture. Yes. And I was he was so creepy. I'm like, oh, he's either going to kill me. What? He's like, I'm trying to figure out if I drove you before. And I was like, you probably have. I get really lazy.
And you're just sitting there cheesing in the back.
Yeah, just smiling like a real doofus.
Imagine looking up in the mirror and seeing an adult behind you just cheesing it up.
Well, what are you supposed to... I used to do that when they would look at my face when they were checking my ID. Just
Always.
smile.
I still do that.
It's so weird because it's you're
or
looking
at the airport.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very awkward. So then I start talking awkwardly. Anyway, he was like, I'm trying to figure out if I drove you. He was like, no, it was to the airport. Because I said, I go to work all the time. He's like, do you have a daughter maybe? And I was like, scusa me? I was like, I do, but she's 5. You think that I am old enough to have a daughter that you could have driven to the airport?
Biologically, you are. It's offensive, but yes.
But not really. How old would I have been if she was flying alone?
Yeah, that's what.
17.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
You're not.
I
50.
was. Then this motherfucker talked to me. So at least if you're going to offend me, be respectful and don't speak to me for the rest of the ride because I obviously want to do anything but socialize with you. Then all of a sudden we were best pals. I heard all about where he lives, what he does, how he's going to move to Miami, start a barbershop on wheels. It was...
Shut up.
Yeah, and I'm like...
Wait, does it come to you?
Well, his whole point was he didn't really know the area well, so he didn't want to invest in real estate, so he wants to be
mobile.
in the mobile barbershop until he figures that out.
So he's like the food truck of barbershops.
Yeah, which actually is kind of smart.
I kind of think it's smart. What if you're on Food Truck Row and you're like, you know what? I do need a haircut.
Yeah. Also, you can cover a lot of ground.
Also, I do have a question. Do you think he knew he offended you with that comment, or do you think he didn't think anything of it?
I think that I'm such a good faker. He didn't know, but I should have said something. But I was so taken aback that he could possibly assume that I had a daughter old enough to drive to the airport
and driven to the airport.
Right. So how old do you think that he thought that
50.
my daughter could have been though? At
17.
least 16. Right. So even 16 is young. That's despicable.
Maybe he took you before you were pregnant. So it just seems like a completely different
You know what
human.
though, actually, on this topic, then he did correct it. He was like, or maybe your sister. And I was like, okay, fucker, too late.
Yeah.
You already said the other thing. Then he goes later in the car, or no, it was actually around that time because I said, now that I'm pregnant, I'd like to take the car. He's like, oh, I had no idea you were pregnant. I'm like, don't butter me up, bitch. You already told me I look like an old lady that has a 17-year-old daughter. So yeah, that was really offensive. Brandon, what made you feel old?
So we were in Newport with your family, Kyle, for your niece's baptism a couple weeks back. And we were getting ready because we had a little Airbnb and we're getting ready and everything and putting on nice clothes. And you know how sometimes you get a hair or something that you see in your laundry, in your shirt. It's the color of the shirt. You just pull it out. Gina, for some reason I get your hairs. I'm just pulling out your hairs from my shirt.
Yeah, my shit sheds.
Yeah,
I know where this is going. This is gross. I can't believe he's sharing it.
So, so there was a hair.
I actually know where this is going.
There was a hair, and I in the mirror, I saw, the light hit it, and I was like, oh, it must be hanging out of the collar, and I went to grab it and pull on it. It was attached to my ear.
It was so long. It was like a hair on my head.
It was.
That's why he thought that's what it was.
Either that thing sprouted out overnight and shot out 4 inches.
How did he miss that for 6 months? Because that's how long it was.
That's what I'm saying. How long was that thing dangling off my ear?
And then I had to tweeze it out. That's why I can't believe you
That's
shared because it
love.
was
Well,
disgusting.
so you tweeze it out, and then you're like, I see some other ones. I'm like, get them.
No, I refuse.
That's what made me feel old.
Kyle
Yeah.
and I do lament about chin hairs a lot.
All the
That's
time. I don't think we
an old
lament
lady.
about them. I don't want them. But that's
We
fine. But
commiserate. That's the word
yeah.
about our chin hairs.
Yes, we do.
Because it's a hormonal thing as you get older.
Yes,
That's why
and
like
it's
all those old ladies
horrific.
have like
and
wiry.
Sometimes they're strong.
Yeah.
And they're like,
They fight you back.
and Gina always yells at me because I like touch them, and she's like, "Stop touching your chin."
You
hairs.
do. I know
Because
when
if
you
it's
have a
there,
chin hair.
I do have one.
You
right now.
have the same exact like move to try to do it. So like people don't know, but I know.
Yes.
I would like to say that if anyone has experienced any of these three things, being hungover for a long time, no matter what, drinking little, terrible Uber rides or hair, just email us.
Oh, okay. We want some examples.
Yeah, share us some stories.
A little-
We would love to bring your stories out here.
Oh,
and
we can
share
start
'em.
reading them. Did we
Yeah.
just add a segment?
Yes. Also, give us permission to do that if it's really embarrassing.
What are you? You think that they're going to send it if?
We'll say anonymous. It's fine. mustymillennials@gmail.com. Also, if you're in Australia, we have some Australian listeners,
That's insane.
apparently.
I've always wanted to go to Australia.
Sneeze. Excuse me.
Wait, I'm gonna have to cut that.
Wait, I'm peeing. Oh no! I'm just gonna stem the bleed.
All right, I'll have to cut that part out.
No way.
All right, we gotta pause. I gotta go pee.
Oh my god, that was so
coming
funny.
out. It's coming out.
Okay.
It's out. So maybe we should get into Blockbuster. What do you think?
I'm in.
Okay.
Like it.
So, first shocking fact about
Okay.
Blockbuster is that it's not as old as I thought it was. What year do you think that Blockbuster was created?
I was hoping you would ask me this question. 1991.
85. I thought Blockbuster was around since the dinosaurs.
You teed it up all wrong. That's why my guess was bad. You failed me.
My fault that you had a bad guess, for
Yes,
sure.
yes.
So in 1985, there was a guy named David Cook, and it was one store. It was like a mom and pop shop called Blockbuster, and it was just a video rental shop.
Where?
It doesn't say on this page,
Cool.
but maybe we'll get to it.
Well, just mom
later.
and pop shop. I'm trying to picture it in like middle America,
Just
Indiana.
think
or
of like
something.
those like random ones that existed also that weren't like Blockbuster. He started like everyone else, just a mom and pop shop.
And if David Cook is listening, just email us
Yeah,
or
just
hit us
call
on
us.
IG.
Yeah, just let us
shout.
Let us know where that shop was.
Anyway, then it later grew into obviously the chain that it was that we knew, and it expanded to video game rentals. Okay, this part I didn't remember. DVD by mail. I thought that was only Netflix. Apparently Blockbuster dabbled in DVD by mail, streaming, and video on demand. And cinema theater.
Yeah, but I feel like that's what they tried to do once competition came in. Like,
It
I
was,
feel
like,
like they
too
weren't
late.
innovators. It was like they were trying to play catch up.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's true. I'm
That's
just saying
sad.
that's kind of what it sounds like because I don't remember them doing that either. But it's because I had moved on to bigger and better things at that point.
I just never remember the DVDs coming to me except from Netflix. When my mom
The mail
did
Netflix.
that. Yeah, so the mail Netflix was so
crazy.
insanely cool at the
Yes,
time.
and you could like return it to the grocery store in like those big red boxes.
No, that's Redbox.
but same concept.
No,
yes?
you have to
Same concept.
send it in the mail. Same
Competitors in the
concept,
business.
but different company.
Yes. Okay.
Anyway.
I'm just conflating them. My apologies. Let's
We'll
get
get
back
there
on track.
though, because we
Yep.
do talk a little bit, or we will talk. It's in my
Cool.
research. So then they expanded internationally, obviously, like to what we knew it to be throughout the 90s. And then its peak was 2004. And they employed 84,000 people worldwide and operated 9,000 plus stores. That's a lot.
Wow, that is a lot.
Yeah, I feel like I get into the magnitude a lot, but
You do.
I care
You
about
like
it.
the numbers, and I actually like it. I like the scope.
I think you might be the only one. But so why did they die? Poor leadership. David Cook.
Really?
I don't know if it was him specifically, but just
I just
in
think like the
general.
VHS DVD world died.
Well, so that's poor leadership though. They didn't get there fast enough, right? They didn't do the things before their competitors. And they actually had an opportunity to buy Netflix and said no.
what?
Yeah, I'll get there. But yeah, poor leadership.
I feel like poor leadership is harsh though because they were going to be obsolete anyway.
Why are you defending them?
Who am I defending?
I don't know,
The
actually.
leaders.
David Cook.
I'm defending.
It
Cook.
is poor leadership because they literally had the gem of Netflix in the bag and said no, thank you.
Yes, but
Bad
I didn't know
foresight.
that at the time.
Right, but I'm telling you now.
Okay.
Okay. So, but they also were impacted by the Great Recession. So some of it wasn't
Right.
their fault. And those were like the two big factors that caused their demise. And obviously Netflix coming on the scene, video on demand, and also, you guessed it, Redbox. The automated kiosks. That's what they were. You can like pop
Yeah.
them in and out. whatever. So in the 2000s, they lost a ton of revenue and then filed for bankruptcy in 2010. So that was like when they started to go away. I thought they were around later than 2010.
But no, because if you think about it, 2010 was when we were in college. We didn't have Blockbuster then. We were kind of streaming then.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
You know, or like watching basic cable. Like
we definitely were streaming.
And like if we were watching movies, we would have gone to Blockbuster in college, and like we did not.
Yes, you're right. Wow.
Isn't that weird?
Weird. Yeah. Oh, the first store was in Dallas, Texas.
Oh, nice.
In case you were wondering. That makes sense, actually.
I was wondering.
I could see it.
I was
so
wondering.
they were, blah, 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 they died. But they were notorious. Do you remember the late fees and how stressful the late fees were? And they were a huge part of their revenue stream because all these idiots were just like leaving the movies around the house.
We got banned from our
No, you
Blockbuster,
didn't.
and so we had to go to like the local rental place, Age of Video, because we stole.
Age of Video sounds like a porno shop.
It was amazing. It was next to a Pizza Hut, actually. It was because we rented so many movies from Blockbuster and never returned them, and they were like, "You're done here."
You're out of it. Wait, they had a card, right?
Yeah. You had a
I
Blockbuster
remember the
card,
Blockbuster
Membership
card.
card.
So Netflix basically knew that this was a pain point for people and was like, we're going to just do a subscription service. No, thank you, late fees. And that's how we are.
And
where we
late
are
fees
today.
were like ruthless.
They were adding up, and actually people started suing them about late fees.
Well,
Listen to this.
I'm proud of that.
So there were late fee lawsuits, multiple lawsuits, and basically people were saying that they were unfairly charged, and then they would go to court over it. Can you imagine?
How
and
much?
you
What are they getting banged here to go
That's
to
what
court?
I'm saying. So Kyle's like the worst offender to the point where she's banned. Would you?
It wasn't me
ever-
personally. It was our entire family. Don't single me out.
All right,
I was
Romanos.
a rewinder. Movies were ready to go back.
Wait, did you
Who
have
had
to
a car?
rewind them?
Yeah. Be kind,
Be
rewind.
kind,
Yeah.
rewind.
Well, you didn't have to, but you remember when you would pull one out and it wasn't rewound, and you're like, "This dick." Like, I can't believe someone didn't rewind this.
Did you guys rewind it in the VCR after you watched it, or did you have one of? We finally got one of those rewinders where you put it in, you
Wait,
push it
that's
down. It's
insane.
like
I've never even heard of
No,
that.
I rewound it in the VCR always.
I didn't know there was another way.
there's a rewinder.
There,
All it does is rewind.
I kind of don't even remember what was like on the VCR besides play, fast forward, rewind.
It was like 3 buttons. It's like the Tamagotchi.
Is it?
It was like
Oh.
the 3-button era.
Yeah, that's fair. What else would you do in the VCR? That's it.
Tapes. Yeah.
Period.
You could record off TV too. Yeah, but
Oh,
yeah, but
that
it's all
was
tapes.
that was a big thing. Yep. And if you had like your dance recital on there and accidentally recorded over, it was like a whole big thing.
It was a huge
that was
thing.
the best thing because we would write in masking tape on the thing like what 3 movies were on the tape because they usually could hold. It was like a 6-hour tape and it
Yeah.
could hold like 3 movies.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'd go, "Oh, I really want to watch this," and you put it in, and it was not that. Like
Yes,
my dad recorded a Steelers game or something like
That's
that.
really funny. Going back to the Netflix thing though, so they had the chance to buy Netflix in the early 2000s for $50 million, which obviously at the time was probably like, oh, this feels overpriced.
Yeah, but they were it. Blockbuster, did they not
what
have the dough?
a missed opportunity. It is now considered one of the biggest business blunders in recent history.
Oh my
so
God.
that is why they get credited, or I don't know if credited is the right word, but ascribed as poor leaders.
Discredited.
Bad business
Discredited? How come I can't say words?
because
Usually
you're pregnant and you have pregnancy brain.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Let's just call it
Otherwise, you're
that.
sharp as a tack.
Usually. Hey. So anyway, that is like a stain.
I
on
did
the
not know
history
that.
of
That's wild.
Blockbuster.
What do you think that cook just like stews all the time thinking about that?
1,000%.
I would.
I mean,
I'm mad for him.
Do you think he watches Netflix these days?
And what was his reasoning? I'd like to know like why he was presented with that and said no. Because if it was like we could not afford that,
Yeah.
fine, I might accept it. But like I need a good reason
They
because that was
definitely
like
could
a
afford
huge
it.
swing and a miss.
He probably just thought it wasn't a good business investment, but what an idiot.
What an idiot! Netflix is supreme.
Yeah, Reed Hastings, he does good work over there. He's their CEO.
Oh,
He's really like innovative and stuff.
It looks like David Cook left Blockbuster in 1987.
Oh, so we can't blame David Cook?
No, he was only there for 3 years. He got
So
it up.
sorry.
He got it up
All right.
and running, and then
so sorry, Mr.
So wait,
Cook.
look up who was in charge that said no thank you to Netflix, because that guy should feel some shame.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, I don't want to rub his nose in it too
No,
much, but
no.
I
But
do
it is
think-
so crazy to have missed such a huge opportunity because Netflix now is like has original programming that's being nominated for like
They have some of the best
awards and stuff like that like streaming services weren't legit until Netflix sort of
Yeah, that's true.
like became
excellent. Actually they tried to get into streaming. They had like
Blockbuster
Blockbuster.
did. Imagine Blockbuster.com.
So listen to this. They launched an online rental service. So not streaming, but I'll get there. It was like around the same time that Netflix was doing their DVD by mail. So they were like trying to keep up, but never really like capturing our hearts like Netflix. Blockbuster Online basically let you rent DVDs online and have them delivered to your home. So it's like shitty Netflix, basically.
Yeah.
I guess it is Netflix. Whatever.
But it also sounds a little ketchup-y. You know what I mean? Like the reason everyone liked Netflix was because it was new and different and a cool new way to like consume your movies.
That's true.
And then Blockbuster's like, oh shit,
but
everyone's going to do that. Like, let's try to pull them back.
Zuckerberg does that now, where he does Reels after TikTok exists, and he copycats, but he still makes a ton of money.
I know.
So I'm gonna go back to poor leadership.
Sure, that's fine.
Yeah, they had a $1 billion with a B dollar debt when they filed bankruptcy.
Wowzers.
And if you Google it, I'm sure you did, Gina, it's like every single thing that pops up is like 5 worst business decisions of all time. Top 10 worst business decisions of all time.
Who was the CEO at the time?
That's crazy.
I want to put a name to this disgrace.
They're not putting this guy out there. He must have scrubbed the whole internet.
Yeah.
He must have.
Well, so then in 2005, they announced a partnership with MovieLink, which I've never heard of. So obviously another bad decision. And that was the digital movie download service. So that was like how they were trying to compete with the streamers. But it didn't gain traction and...
Because there's other shit going on.
It's over. Yeah. They also did the set-top box. So I don't remember this. So you know how like Apple, what's it called? Apple TV or like Roku, they're like hardware that does the streaming. They had a version of that.
Blockbuster.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know. I don't even remember
I don't remember any of this.
Do you remember, Brandon?
No, but I found the CEO's name.
Oh, what's his name? Shame.
Shame. They had to walk him through the streets, Nick. CEO John Antioco. Antioco. I wonder what John Antioco was doing.
I think you're mispronouncing it, but
it's so you're Italian.
Was that the end?
Is that Italian?
I was gonna say you made that sound not Italian.
Yeah, I thought I was.
But where is he now? Did this ruin his career?
Oh, he was born and raised in Brooklyn.
Oh, my people.
His father was a milkman.
Oh,
honestly.
So he didn't really grow up in a home
what a
that
quintessential
had to make
career.
Like big business decisions. More of an operator.
Nice.
I don't know where that came from, but that's how I'm thinking about it. The Brooklyn Milkman's son destroyed Blockbuster.
I mean, it's wild.
They did do other acquisitions though, so let's give him some credit. Okay. They failed, but he tried.
They were always doomed to fail though. Like that's my thing is like there's nothing that they could have done to like sort of rectify what was happening around them. Like I guess they maybe could have like gotten into the streaming game and become another Hulu or platform. Yeah. But like that was like not their game.
They were stubborn about it too. They didn't want to change.
Well, so they tried, but they were too late. So in 2008, they bought MovieLink. So the partner that they were using to try to stream, they just bought them. But at that point, all of the competitors were like far surpassing
Yeah, I don't
them.
think I know what MovieLink is.
Never heard of it. Because this Brooklyn Milkman's son made all the wrong decisions. Just fucking drove them into the ground.
He did take over though in 87, so he did help get them to like a $5 billion business before he
drove it into the ground.
Yeah,
but then they're bankrupt, so that means nothing. Who was the CEO in the 2000s?
Because this guy was all the way up till 2007.
Okay, so he didn't acquire MovieLink then.
Oh, this was after 07?
08 was MovieLink. So he did everything bad and then left it in someone else's hands. And that guy was like, oh shit, Netflix is doing really well. Let's copy it. But it was too late.
Right. Which honestly, he just like saw the writing on the wall and was like, I'm going to hand it off to some schmuck to clean up this mess.
Yeah. So the only other thing that they kind of had in their, I guess, arsenal was they had a lot of patents randomly. Like some of these, what are they called? Like the distribution businesses that they would work with. They had patents on parts of that. They had everything from rental kiosks to online rental processes, but like not enough to keep them afloat. So they were just like jumping on things to like keep it all together, and it was just crumbling all around them.
Yes.
Do you remember how exciting it was, though, to go into the Blockbuster and see, like, you would, like, figure out where your movie was and just run there to see if it was behind?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the new releases, it was the whole wall.
The whole wall.
And then you'd, like, pull them all back, like, is there one in there?
And sometimes you would get there late and you're looking and you see it's all flat. You see the
Yes,
you
and
see
you,
the
like,
cover and you're like, damn it. I
The
missed
hope
it.
just falls out of you. Yeah.
That thrill to that loss.
Oh, my God. And, like, I have 2 other siblings. So, like, when we would go, it was...
Oh, yeah. How did you decide? Because
We took turns, and then it turned into a whole thing where, like, now we all have to get our movie. But then when we get home with 3 movies, we each picked one. What are we going to watch first? Like, it was challenging all the way.
It feels like a competition.
No, it was.
I like that.
Me and Allie, my sister, would sometimes agree. It was Tom, my youngest brother. He was always the problem
Your
child.
only brother.
My only brother.
Right.
But the youngest child.
Yeah.
I just conflated those.
I got interesting. Brandon, would you fight with Adam?
No, we usually, what we would do is we would each get a movie that we wanted. So we'd walk away with at least 2 movies. But they also had video games there. So we would try.
Yeah, they
their
did.
video game selection was really poor.
Crash Bandicoot, best video game ever created.
I feel like all they had was Sonic. That's all you could
Oh,
get
they
for
did
Sega.
have Sonic.
Yeah,
all
they had
they
a
had.
lot of Sonic. And then my favorite part, though, was at the end when you went and got the snacks and, like, no snacks. I would, like, beg for the snacks. Or, like, those big popcorn buckets, that you could get.
Yeah.
Wow, do they
And I
still
was like,
sell that
please.
anywhere?
And every once in a while, my parents would be like, okay.
Was that a Blockbuster thing, or did they bring in some other distributor of that? Like, can you go get those buckets somewhere else?
Probably.
I feel like also the
But it
the
did
logo.
have, like, a logo on it. Yeah, and it was, like, a big blue bucket. It was huge.
That's what I'm saying. I think it was Blockbuster branded. The Blockbuster logo is iconic.
Yeah,
Awesome.
100%.
Do you know, though, the whole time I always thought it was a tape? It's a ticket. It's a movie ticket. You didn't know it either, Kyle. I see it in your face.
I thought it was Pennsylvania because I lived in Pennsylvania. It looks like Pennsylvania.
And they, yeah, nice
Did you know
homage
it was
to the
a ticket?
state.
You didn't.
No, of course I didn't. I thought it was a VHS tape, like
Same.
a normal person.
With like a bite taken out of it, which is weird.
Yeah, I didn't think about that as much. But I was like, maybe they're combining the snacks with the movie.
Yeah, that's
you
how
know.
I made that same.
I made that leap.
I like that connection. So yeah, it's a ticket. But anyway, that guy who created that logo did them proud.
Well, because that lives rent free for me. It's like a
Forever.
logo that even if the company's not around, like, you know, the Blockbuster
Forever.
logo.
There's some of those quizzes that you can take online where they like take out the words and just show you the logo, and it's like, do you have recognition? Blockbuster would be the easiest one to
100%.
recognize ever, even though the fact that we didn't actually know what it was.
Right. But we know that the image.
I mean, that looks like Pennsylvania.
It does kind of look
It
like Pennsylvania.
doesn't. I don't actually know what Pennsylvania looks like. So
Well,
It looks like
Pennsylvania,
that.
It looks like a rectangle. Also, do you remember, this was one of my favorite parts, is the return
Yeah.
with the slots.
Yes,
the
it was like a
slots.
massive mailbox.
Yes, and it
sitting
was
out
like,
front.
and your mom would be parked and she'd be like, "Run them in," and I'm like,
yes,
okay.
and they didn't have to be open. It was brilliant.
Exactly. So you could just slide them right.
You know
in
what?
there.
That might be why there was some discrepancies around the late fees.
Yeah, the
processing
employees-
that is probably
Yes.
prone to user error.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what?
Or they get stuck or hidden in the box
Yeah,
somewhere.
and like it's a huge bucket. What if you have some lazy stoned high schooler
I was
who's
just
going
gonna
through
say,
movies?
wasn't the clientele always like they had like fucking pink hair?
Yes.
like they're always like they're always like
Alternative
punk-
90s. Yeah, totally.
Like, why did they only? It's like how
And, like-
Abercrombie only hired like the one like Aryan race model.
Yes.
They just wanted those cool punky
Movie
kids.
people.
Yeah, they were definitely high, and they definitely weren't processing. them
No,
right.
definitely not. And then you'd get in a fight with them
For
and be like,
sure.
"No, bro, I dropped this off."
Yes.
Yes. Like, I don't know what you're saying. Like, it's just not.
Yeah.
The case.
It doesn't look rewound. Get out. Also, I just have a distinct
Just
memory.
eyeballing it.
Yeah,
Doesn't look rewound.
I have a distinct memory of like my mom having, because you had a Blockbuster card, but there was the stuff you can put on your keychain and just slapping her big thing of keys down to get
Yes.
scanned. Oh, and
That
I
was the
like,
version of the card.
and I was like so jumpy to get out of there and have my Twizzlers or my fucking M&Ms or whatever
Yes.
I was buying.
you could tell if it was rewound or not because the
says
tape
yes.
would be on one side to the other.
Yes, but it depends on which way you were holding it.
But also they're high, so they don't know. So
Yeah,
it
they
was-
don't know.
It was a stretch.
You definitely could. It was actual physical tape, so you could tell. But
You probably had a couple of those experiences before you were banned.
we just like stopped going back. I think
Well, did you
for
ever
a
get
long
back
time
in?
we had 2 Blockbuster tapes like just in the house, and once for years after tapes were not a thing anymore, and we just like kept them.
Do you still have them? Put them in the clubhouse.
I don't think so. We probably got rid of them after a while, but we had them way longer than we could use them. But we just kept the movies. I don't even remember what they were.
Do you guys have any, and by you guys, we live in the same home, so I'm not sure if we do, but do you have any tapes left?
Me and my sister, it wasn't that long ago, but like probably in my memory it was, we watched 10 Things I Hate About You. No.
Great movie.
No, the one with Kate Hudson.
Oh, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. We watched
right
that
on
on a
the 10.
tape, and we were like, let's just cue it up. Like, Mom and Dad still have a VCR.
But do you have a VCR?
The quality was horrible. At the time we did. It was probably 5 years ago. No, it was well after it was over, and we found the tape, and we're like, we should just watch this movie in this way, even though we can watch it another way. The quality was bad.
Yeah.
We have a couple VHS up there. It's like my senior year in high school hockey highlights.
Oh, wow.
On VHS.
Cue it up.
But I just packed.
We can't. We don't have VCR.
You know what's crazy? As we're getting ready for this baby, I just packed away all of our DVDs on our Blu-ray DVD player. Is packed away,
Blu-ray.
no longer used. Everything you just plug in, smart TV, see ya.
I still to this day don't understand what
Blu-ray. Me
is.
neither. But
it was like the thing. But why? What
can
is
we
it?
also argue that VHS was way better, or at least more long-standing than the DVD era? Like, I hated the DVD era.
The DVDs were such an issue though because they would get scratched.
Like a CD.
It was annoying.
Yes.
Wait, I loved the Disney, like when we were growing up, like the covering was like puffy.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
And
yes.
it was like, they would stick out so much if you had
was
them
like
displayed.
quilted or something?
Yeah, it was almost like a puffy plastic.
Yes, it was puffy
weird.
plastic.
But that was something that was like core to my childhood.
Yes.
Just all the Disney DVDs.
And they were a different case. They were like plastic and like the pop open was very different.
That was a very good move by Disney. I bet that that Brooklyn Milkman's son wouldn't have thought of that.
So,
idiot.
do you guys remember like the setup of your Blockbuster? Like you said, like mine was next
To the T.
100%.
To the T.
Like where were the new releases
Back
when you walk in?
left started the wall to going all the
Yeah.
way across
Yeah.
was the new releases.
They were never in the front. They were never in the
No,
front.
because they wanted you to
They
walk
wanted you to
by
dart right
everything
back
else.
there.
Walk by the candy, walk by the other movies,
Yeah.
walk by the video games.
The merchandising, the whole thing that we talked about last time with like the psychology of what they put by the front.
Yes.
That is like whose job is that?
I don't know.
What a cool job.
But
Just to strategize how to fucking get you.
Yes.
Make you spend your money. It's kind of cool.
And then your kids beg you until they wear you down.
They're so annoying.
And like that was our job
For
at
sure.
Blockbuster. And
I actually remember Titanic coming out and that being a
Two
big
tapes.
thing. 2 tapes, big 2 tape guy.
Yeah.
not available because everybody else was
Th-
running.
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
And that's why when you would go, you would sprint to where you knew it was because you had
Yes.
already tried 6 times already.
Right.
And pull it up.
the premiere wall was always huge.
So that's
Agreed.
another thing. The store manager's setting it up. It's like, okay, Titanic is coming out to tape. We know this is going to be a monster.
Right.
We got to fill an
Let's
entire
update
wall.
the sticker on the
We
top.
gotta-
Let's-
yeah, yeah.
I mean, again,
That would
they
be
were
fun.
hiring a very specific employee.
Yes.
They did have some controversies, which did not bring them to their knees, but there was
Okay.
a couple things
I mean,
that had
they
happened.
did die, so.
They did, but these weren't the things. It was the Milkman's son.
Okay.
It was the Netflix blunder is the stain on Blockbuster
It really
history.
is.
So I told you about the late fee lawsuits. That's one thing. They also had an antitrust lawsuit. So basically, the state of Maryland was involved in this lawsuit and accused them of like market dominance and driving out competition and maintaining high prices, which is insane because they died. So in the 80s, they were so relevant and so rich and such a market like dominator that
Yeah.
they were setting the price, and Maryland was like, no, sir. Like the local video stores can't compete, and sued them. That's kind of crazy.
That is interesting. How
Yeah.
much was it for a rental? Do you remember?
I have
don't
no
know.
idea.
If you had the card, you would be able to. I wish we would have kept. I just threw the card out. I mean, in the last 15 years.
Wait, I was gonna say
Like
just-
last week,
I
I found
it in one of the things that every time I move, it's like in a box that I drop.
I don't think I had my own.
I didn't have my
Blockbuster
own card. I
mom
was too
had
young.
it.
Yeah, it was my mom or my dad.
Yeah, she
wish we
had to take me there and then to TCBY. I was at her whim. Yeah,
Like a Blockbuster card could be like a show item.
Let's go
I'm
on
not
eBay
going
and
to
get
put my
it.
phone on the wall.
Let's get it for the clubhouse.
Oh, yeah, we can get one on eBay.
You're very good at this.
I know. I've
Go
been
find
doing
one.
a lot of research.
Okay, 2 more things, and then I'll wrap it up. So, revenue recognition investigation. That's a mouthful. So, 1999, Blockbuster faced an investigation by the SEC regarding its like revenue practices, revenue recognition practices. I don't actually know what that means, but basically, they were looking into allegations that Blockbuster was like improperly recognizing revenue from prepaid rental cards. It was like fraud.
Oh.
So they were like probably realizing that they were losing their
Like the end
hold
is near?
on America.
Like,
and
let's
they were
do some shady
"Fuck it,
deals."
let's just do some fraud.
I found the fees.
Oh.
The new releases were around $5, and then
Wait,
older
sorry,
movies.
that's a fee if you're late, or
No,
that's,
I'm sorry. That's what it would cost
the rental
to rent
fee.
the movie, and then $2 to $3 for older movies. The late fees, it was $2 a day
It's actually
that
not
you were
as
late
bad.
for new releases. Well, if you're the Romanos and you hold on to it for 2 years, that adds up.
Whoa.
That's
I don't know how it ended actually, but we had the movies.
Well, you
like,
got
do they
kicked
just
out.
max out?
Well, you just got
and they're
kicked
just
out.
like
You
you're
owe Block.
done?
You got to write them a check for roughly
I'm sure they
$10,000.
Probably like a small fraction of that $1 billion debt.
They build that into their business model, people like you. They're like, we're going to lose 10% of our movies because people like Kyle's family are not going to return. So they get you. They ban you, but they assume
And my
the loss
mom
the
will
whole
remember
time.
better, but I'm pretty sure that it was like a full-blown ban.
But think about it. How much was one tape for them? It was a few bucks. So you hit somebody with a late fee for 1 or 2 days. It
pays for itself.
Yeah.
That's my point. Like, they're not actually mad that they want you to not return it.
Right, 100%.
Yeah. And then when
Please
they ban
don't.
you, it's like, it's like a scarcity. Now you want back in so bad.
Right.
So it's like, it's all a mind fuck. But actually on the fraud, they ended up settling with the SEC and they didn't have to admit or deny any wrongdoing. So it's still a mystery.
Interesting.
I blame the milkman because that's 99 and he was in there.
Yeah.
So the last thing is...
It's not even the milkman's son anymore. It's just the outright
Oh,
milkman.
right. Actually, he's not the milkman. He's the milkman's son. In 2003, they settled a class action lawsuit related to the policies around late fees. So the lawsuit alleged that Blockbuster misled customers about its late fee practices and charged excessive fees. Your family could have got in on that. Kyle.
100%.
Honestly,
but we
you missed
like
the
gave
boat.
up. We're not fighters in that way.
So as
We did something wrong.
Yeah, you did. As part of
We'll
the
admit
settlement, Blockbuster agreed to change its late fee policies and provide refunds to affected customers. So they paid us all back and they changed their policies.
Wow.
That
And
just
then
shows
they went
you-
out of business.
And then they went out of business. Speak up for what you know is right.
Wow.
Did you learn a lesson there, Kyle?
I didn't.
Okay, that's fine. So do we think that Blockbuster deserved the hype that it got?
Yes. That experience and that like business model and what it provided us for as kids was like, that was Friday night. It was so fun. And sometimes you'd run into your friends there, you know,
Or people you didn't want to see.
or people you didn't want to see. And then it was a thing. We're like, oh my God, guess who I saw last
I was going
night?
to say, also, I feel like I put like myself together to go to Blockbuster.
No, definitely. You didn't go like a hobo.
No.
Although you kind of did in high school or like later because it was
when
cool.
your big sweats.
It was cool to
But
look like frumpy.
Your face didn't look.
No, you
all
looked
messed
beautiful.
up. Yeah, you
Yeah.
looked beautiful in your sweats. That was when we would wear those huge. Like I had all my softball branded sweats that were huge. Yes,
and like
those-
you wanted to like look casual, cool.
Yeah, I wish that we could go back to a time like that.
And it was just like such a social thing. That's what I think is different. We're like now if a Gen Zer wants to watch a movie, they just we'll get to this in the quiz, but
Okay.
they don't go anywhere. Like it was like an experience.
Well, our kids' movie nights now, it's like, oh, movie night. Like for us, we go to Blockbuster. It's a whole
You
night.
knew
You're
it was
picking
new?
things up. You're getting candy.
Yeah.
You're going. You're making a whole deal about it. You sit down. You make the popcorn.
Brandon
These kids
tries-
just finish dinner and they go sit on the couch and watch a movie.
Brandon tries to make it happen though. He talks about movie night on Fridays from the minute they wake up on Friday morning. He's like, "We're gonna do movie night tonight."
But it's movie night. Like
Yeah, but
I
they don't-
understand that, and they don't get it. That's
Because we
why
don't go anywhere. That's why they're watching a
So
movie
let's
right
start
now.
going to the movies. Yeah, it's not
movie right
special.
now.
Yeah.
You're right. It's not special.
But movie nights, I only watched movies on the weekends. Like when we went to the video store, they weren't just. That's why ABC Family in the movies like worked a lot. Disney Channel
Yes.
original movies worked a lot because then you could do it in your home. But it was an event to like watch a movie, and now people don't feel that way.
Bend, Oregon.
Oh, the last one. I didn't.
Still open.
Oh,
Okay.
that's what I was gonna say.
Sorry,
Didn't that
I
one
missed
just?
that
It's still
fact.
open. I thought the last one just closed.
Nope.
No, it's still open.
It was open yesterday. I looked.
It's
on Google.
essentially like a museum. So I missed that fact.
Should
Thank
we
you for
go?
calling it
You're
out.
welcome.
So I said to Brandon, we should have done a pod on the road.
We need to get some ad reads in first, but yes.
So
once we get some
tell
revenue
your
coming in.
friends, listen to Musty Millennials so we can go to Bend, Oregon, which I mean ties back to episode 1 because Oregon.
And like I've never been to Oregon before. We can do so many fun things there.
Totally.
We could take the Oregon Trail
Yes.
episode 1 if you
Yes.
didn't listen,
Yes.
and end in at Blockbuster.
Let's take it on the road. So yeah, it's still open. It's the last Blockbuster. It's a relic. It's basically like a thing that you do just to go to say that you went. You're not really going to rent movies.
But that's like to your question, why it was so important. That's never going away because so many people have the same memories we do. So many people ascribe so much of their childhood to that thing where it's not just a business that died, you know? So I
Yeah.
think that will never go away. And I
know-
think it's very sweet.
I mean,
know
all
what
these
else?
people are taking photos and posting it.
yeah, it's like a museum.
Yeah, all these people are
So
taking-
one other thing I missed that I didn't say was Alaska actually like held on pretty long because
Shocking.
Yeah, well, let me explain.
Shout out Alaska.
It
Yeah.
was out of necessity.
fan, but-
they had like a bunch of independently owned franchises and tried to stay around because they have bad internet connection because
Yeah.
of their weather. It was truly a need in Alaska.
Yeah.
So they held on longer than most.
Right. And then, you know, 5G came out and they're like, fuck this.
Yeah, and then they went back to the rest of the world.
Serious question though. At this last Blockbuster in Bend, Oregon, is it a museum or are you actually renting VHS movies?
Don't ask me hard questions. I don't know.
Because that means they'd have to have a VCR or a DVD player still
I
set up.
highly doubt anyone's going there to rent movies. And plus, you'd have to live in Bend, Oregon. We're not going to fly out there, rent a movie, and then mail it back.
Oh, that's a great point.
They should offer that.
They should. Maybe they do the DVD subscription
Or
service.
like you can rent a VCR and a tape for the night if you're like a visitor.
That's a good business
That
model.
would be smart.
Give them
I don't know if that's what they do.
Give them all the things.
Can we do my quiz now?
Of course.
Okay. To bring the quiz Gen Z full circle with this whole movie thing.
Full circle.
Also, big hearts for Blockbuster. I just need to say that.
Yeah.
What is the top entertainment like activity for Gen Z?
Top for Gen Z, TikTok.
No, that would be like a platform like social media, but their top thing is video games.
So you know what? I almost said video games, but I feel like video games I've been hearing less about.
It is video games for Gen Z, but TVs and movies are fifth.
Whoa.
Isn't that
TV
wild?
is so core.
For every other generation, that's numero uno, by the way.
Okay.
Gen Z is the only one that drops it to 5.
That's like insulting. I feel like that's an
It's
affront.
rude to TV and movies.
I know.
Okay, so then next one. What device do they watch their favorite shows on?
Phone.
Yes, but
iPad.
What second would be what?
Sorry?
Like your second device to watch
Computer.
something on? Yes, and then last
iPad.
is the actual TV.
Oh, stream. Yeah.
Like
stream.
10% of kids watch it. I actually like don't want to watch things. Like if I really like the show, I won't watch it on my phone. I have to watch it on the TV. I need the big screen experience.
Same.
Gen Z does not operate that
Well,
way.
I do it when I'm in transit, though. I watch everything on my phone.
Same, but it's only things that like I'll save the shows I want to watch on the big. Like I'll watch the ones I like the least. Like I'm ordering my priorities.
Yeah. The other thing is sometimes I'll start something on the train and then I'll finish it on the TV when I get home. And it's crazy how much you miss just in terms of the makeup they're wearing and like the details.
Yes, and there's a whole screen full of crap that's in a set. Like you're not paying attention to any of that.
No,
you're just
and
listening to the audio, basically.
I
Gina
agree.
doesn't pay attention to TV anyway. She's always playing.
That's true.
a
She's
video
always
game
playing
on her
games.
phone.
Okay, wait. I have one more question.
Sometimes I watch shows while I'm driving, but I don't watch them. I just listen to them.
Same.
Jesus.
Me and my brother
See?
did that once. We watched.
Brandon gets mad. I almost didn't admit it.
Why
but I
do I get mad?
No, I said
We're
Brandon
not looking
gets mad.
at it. It's like me and
Because-
Tom would do it on long drives with friends because we don't need to see it. We'll just listen to it.
Real Housewives reunions are great because
Yeah,
you just
you
need
don't
the
need to see
audio.
So it's like
Yeah.
a podcast.
Yeah, basically.
Yes.
Does
So
that make
we're
you
not
feel
being
better?
dangerous. We're not like
Yes.
propping our phone up on the rearview mirror.
Every
just,
now
like-
and then I'll look down when I'm at a red light, but that's okay. Keep
Okay,
going.
so there's this whole thing that Brandon has actually brought up. Kids are watching things on TikTok. And
Okay.
there's this whole like pirated movie thing. Like the Wall Street Journal did this whole article
Oh,
about how
right.
their things are being pirated and then in clips, and people will watch them in clips. Whole movies, whole TV
Like
series.
20 parts.
That's
Like
insane.
Emily in Paris. There's one TikTok account that has all of the Emily in Paris seasons, and people will just watch them in clips.
I don't like
and
that.
sometimes that opens you up to out of order. But so my question is, what recent hit movie was on TikTok before it hit streaming services?
Whoa.
And it was like a recent blockbuster.
Ooh. Wait, is Blockbuster like Google where it became a term used in like the dictionary after it existed? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
now you say to Google a blockbuster.
Like a blockbuster movie.
What
Was that
came
because of
first?
Blockbuster?
Yeah, what came first?
I don't know. We'll have to look into that.
Yeah, producer, if you don't mind doing a little Googling.
Nice.
See what I did there? Wait, so sorry, say the question again.
What recent hit movie was on TikTok before it hit streaming services?
Is it the one with the blonde and she goes to the wedding with the guy?
No.
Okay, wait, let me keep thinking.
You'll know it. Like it's like.
I'll know the name of
Do
it.
you want a hint?
Oppenheimer.
No, but it was.
Barbie.
Yep.
Damn. That's a good one.
But it was.
That one belongs on TikTok though.
But before it hit streaming services, that blew my mind. So someone pirated the movie, put it on TikTok, and people were watching Barbie before it was on like
Do you
Hulu.
know what we didn't talk about, and we don't have a lot of time, so we don't have to go deep? But remember when you were in the nail salon and the guy would come in with all the bootleg DVDs and you would buy them, and then was that a Brooklyn thing?
Yeah, it was definitely a city
Okay, so
thing.
they would always come in the nail salon.
Brooklyn.
They'd
It was
sell
probably
you,
the Milkman's son.
well,
It probably was.
They would sell you the
There was a
DVDs.
racket around
but
there.
then, okay, write in if you know what I'm talking about, because like the other podcasts, a lot of things that I said that you guys jumped all over me, I was vindicated
I
later.
wouldn't say a lot. It was one.
It was 3 things.
It was Furbies
It was
and Gremlins.
Furby. It was, oh my God, I'm blanking. I'll get back to you on that. There were 3
sure.
things you both didn't give me any credit for that I got texts about. After.
Okay.
So anyway, the pirated videos, you would put them in and then you would see like randomly someone walking down the movie theater like path, and you would see their head because they were just like recording it in the movie theater. and then selling it to you on DVD.
Yes.
What a time to be alive. Sorry. Go back to the
That was it. That was my last question.
Oh, that was short.
I know. Because
honestly, that was your worst quiz you've ever done.
Thank you.
I did a bad quiz.
Honestly, the only quiz question that was good, but it was hard to ask you questions about how they're consuming nothing. Right. You know what I mean? Like, so I had a lot, and I could have been more creative with it, but listen, I've got a lot on my plate these days, you know?
I think that we gain a lot from streaming. This is my, like, in summary conclusion.
Okay.
So I don't wish
Gina's final thoughts.
Yeah, final thoughts. Should we have a section?
No.
Thanks for the vote of confidence. I don't ever want streaming to not exist, but I sort of wish that the, like, phone part of it could go away. Like, I want to go back to what you said. I want to go back to a time, even if I get to stream it, where I only watch things in the movie theater in my home and it's like an event.
Yes. Because it just makes it special. I don't like the ease of which you can do shit like that.
Let me tell you something crazy. You could do that. Just don't stream on your phone and we'll only watch on the TV.
Don't be so patronizing.
I'm just saying.
I'm not gonna do it, but
no.
Because
and also society's done this to me. I didn't do it. This is just the norm now.
Thank
okay?
you.
Like this is not
you don't have to conform to society.
No, we do.
Just use your phone as a speak and text device.
I think we pick and choose our moments to conform and not conform. And this one is just also where we grew up in a culture where everything was so new. Like the 90s and 2000s, so much technology changed. Yeah. And so we don't realize that it's problematic until we're in too deep. And now it's the norm. So like now
what would I do on my commute?
It would be harder to peel myself out of it because I didn't know that this was something I wasn't going to like.
Yeah, agreed.
You know what I mean?
What would I do on my commute if I wasn't doing that?
Ugh.
Like talk to people on the train?
Absolutely
never.
Not. I don't even like now that like I'm a train person, like
being near someone.
And I know I see the same person on the platform every day. Like, can we not be friends?
Oh, I love when that happens though. And it's so fun when they happen to be on the train home with you.
Yes.
You're like, we got
the same one. Yeah, I know.
Okay. I think that's all we got. Any final thoughts, guys?
No, I thought that was super fun.
Yeah, I love Blockbuster.
Me too.
I miss it.
That was a great one.
Very nostalgic. I do want to say shout out to all of our diehards, our listeners. We've actually, honestly, I'm a little shocked with how many downloads we're actually getting. I thought,
don't make them think that they shouldn't be here.
No, I'm just saying because we don't have the video component because it's a lot of work, and we're just here to have fun and go down memory lane.
And we're too poor to buy the nice equipment to record ourselves.
Yeah, but shout out to the people listening in Asia, to Australia. We got a South American audience, and then there's a nice little percentage in Europe. Shout out Claire.
Well, it's Claire. Yeah,
it's Claire.
Claire and maybe Claire. Martin and maybe a few of their friends. If it's
so, shout out Germany.
Yeah, love that.
Thanks, y'all. We appreciate it.
All right, so do we know what we're doing next?
No, we'll have to go to the drawing board on that one.
Okay, fine.
Okay,
should I wrap us up with our little?
Please do.
Wrap
Take
that
it away,
gavel
G.
up, G.
Woo, let me get the pipes ready.
Hate it.
Okay. Don't look at me. Look away. We are the what comes first? We are the crustiest, dustiest, mustiest millennials you ever did see. Till next time.
Musty Millennials is executive produced by Gina Mim, Kyle Romano, and Brandon Mim. A big thank you to the very talented Chad Hudson for all graphics and artwork. Music provided by Melody Ayers Griffith. Please don't forget to subscribe and follow Musty Millennials on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your audio podcast. Plus, check us out on Instagram and Facebook at Musty Millennials. We're the mustiest, dustiest, crustiest millennials you ever did see.